Hey, I'm here with the winner of the race, George. So how do you feel about, I believe your second win? I think you won the last race, didn't you?
I was third on last race, so
you were third on the last race.
Right now, yeah.
So I'm guessing you're very happy then to have gained 2 places from your last result.
Oh, I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy because, I was very fixated on Christian. I saw he, every single time he would have a better hot lap than me on live timings. He got better pole than me, so I was really scared about him. And also really scared about the start of the race because I am really bad with launching. Silverstone, I lost a couple positions even though that was not an official race, the practice race. Then Spa, I also had a horrible start. But here, thankfully, I got a good one. The turn one was kind of tricky because I got first place, but someone went late on the brakes and locked up next to me, so I had to take a small cut.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Like I slowed down the car, like I got no warning, so it was fine. I don't know what happened behind me. Was there like chaos at the start? How was it?
It wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going. I mean, that's for Monza T1. Bear with that. It wasn't. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But I did notice one thing. Christian did not leave your gearbox. Like, he was on you for most of the race. Were you struggling to deal with the pressure, or did you just kind of chill out and get in the zone?
Honestly, this might have been the most in the zone race I've been.
Yeah.
It felt like I was really concentrated, really putting in, like I was very consistent with my laps, which I didn't expect because Monza is not my best track, but like I've gotten some good improvement lately on this one.
Yeah.
And everything felt to be going perfect. I was during my medium, like at the start, me and Christian both started with mediums, and I was keeping good pace. He was like 8-9 seconds behind.
Yeah.
And I felt I could keep the pressure. I was also good with my battery. I didn't need to spend it all and be on top pressure. I even afforded in both of my stints, medium and soft. I afforded to fill up my battery to try to do a fast lap. But on softs, Christian was definitely faster than me. And honestly, if we had to do another soft stint, it would have been hard to hold on because he closed the gap. I think from 9 seconds to like 5 seconds at the end.
Yeah, he there was a point where he was like lapping, but to be fair, the delta was always pretty, like the delta wasn't moving much. I think at a point, like your best lap throughout the race was a 122.3. Christian's best lap was actually faster, a 122.1, on the same compound of tyre. Yeah, you were second fastest lap. At per lap though, Christian was ever so slimly lapping faster than you, but every like 4 or 5 laps, I think he was just pushing it to the point where his tyres were overheating, and then he was slowing back down or running out of battery, one of the two. And it just couldn't catch you. We didn't get to see a battle for first place.
What
which
also
is a shame.
scared me a lot on the like about like lap 18, somewhere around there, a car lost it at the Ascari chicane and unjoined pretty unsafely, and I had to break down a lot, and I also lost like 1.5 seconds.
I think I saw that, yeah.
So like, I was so scared after that because I'm like, okay, now I slowed down. Christian probably would go through, might get DRS from that car as well. So I panicked a little bit, but after though, it was fine.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna see about getting Christian now second place in to have an interview because we're gonna get the podium in here. So yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Christian, you finished in second place, which, correct me if I'm wrong, did you not win Spa? I think you came somewhere close. Yeah, you won Spa.
I won Spa.
So would you say that you're happy to be still on the podium, or would you say it's more disappointing to have missed that place?
After what happened on first lap, I think it's good that I finished in second place. So
yeah.
So I'm fine with that.
Given, I mean, I'm sensing from the way that George was talking about you guys' little fight at the end there, or kind of how close you guys were. There's a bit of a competitive nature between you two, and he was quite gutted to find out that you actually lapped just under a tenth faster in your best lap throughout the race than he did. So you actually had the fastest lap of the race.
I was following that, so I knew about that, but my tires was gone already on second compound. Soft, super soft. So it was overheating, and I got few problems with that. I keep missing second chicane. So,
yeah, a lot of people had issues with that one.
Yeah, so I lost a lot of time there.
I did have a few people who were joining in the Twitch chat after getting a DNF. We had 2 DNFs in the race, Harrington and Daniel. So I'll ask you, they were both saying that the grip was perfect in qualifying, or was at least drivable in qualifying, and then in the race they really struggled. They felt like they were driving in like wet conditions almost. Do you have anything on that you'd like to say, or did it feel okay for you?
I think the start is always harder than qualifying. I mean, race start from the line with cold tires, and I think everything was fine. That was we had a lot more fuel, so that was big point to that we have less grip on start, but I think it was fine. I raced pretty well, I think, in that condition, so I think it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, you definitely did have a hell of a drive today. P2, you actually had the fastest first and third sector out of the race. You went purple in both of those. Just narrowly missing out in a purple second sector, who of course George managed to steal. But you were personal fastest in the third and the second as well. So yeah, you definitely put on quite a performance today. So yeah, thank you very much for having an interview. We'll see about getting P3 in here as well. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to greet my race engineer. It was David. So
oh yeah, the race engineer in today.
Yeah, dzięki David. Lecimy. That was a few words in Polish.
Yeah.
So thank you.
All right. Well, thanks very much for your time. We'll get Mark in here as well. Okay, so Mark Williams, you were P3 and had quite a phenomenal battle coming into the end. One of the most interesting battles that we had during the race. So thanks for the entertainment. Would you say that? In fact, I'll go off of this because correct me if I'm wrong. You finished higher today than you did last race, right? Like this is your first podium.
No, last week I think I finished second.
Oh right, did you finish second? See, this is where I'm terrible at this because I didn't remember where anyone finished. Yeah, so how does it feel then to be back on the podium? Are you happy that you're still there, or are you more annoyed that you've lost a position since the last race, or how's your feeling?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a lap down, I don't know if you noticed, and then I think because P3 and P4 had a lot of penalties, I didn't have any, and yeah, it bumped me up to P3, so I actually finished P5. I was like a whole lap down nearly, so
yeah.
Yeah,
I noticed that there was a lot of penalties that got dished out this race. There was also a few points where people were in chat telling me like, oh, get a safety car. Even you messaged me about a safety car, and then like by the time I had actually pulled the thing out, everyone was already back on track driving. I was like, okay, the next one that it happens, I'll do it, and then it would happen, and it would again all happen quickly. You did have a phenomenal battle with Jackson in the Mercedes, in my old car. How did you did you feel under pressure from him, or did you struggle to catch him?
I think he was really fast in quali. He beat me in quali, P3, I was P4. So I don't know why he was slow. Maybe he was on slower tyres, but I was on really worn hards. And I tried to overtake him to unlap myself and just put pressure on him. and I think I overtook him, and then the next lap he tried to overtake me. He made a mistake. He kind of locked up into me.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
I
There was a
think-
bit of contact.
Yeah, and then obviously I just cut the corner. Didn't get a warning because I was slow with it, and yeah, it was fun. But I'm glad he did make the mistake in the end because that might have given me P3 because he then spun and I think
Yeah.
he spun anyway, and then he was a bit more behind, so that might have actually given me the podium.
Yeah, he was actually starting to gain you. He was starting to get, like, if we had had maybe 2 more laps left in the race, he probably would have caught up to you, had he not made a mistake. As well, if he hadn't have locked up and hit you, he probably wouldn't have, he probably would have made the corner and would have, he would have
Yeah.
taken that position off of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chat was kind of going nuts when that one happened, so you are now probably the main event of this race. I might also get
Well,
Jackson in here to see his
Christian-
thoughts on that.
Yeah, Christian and George did very well, so.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're both
fast, rapid.
very chuffed with themselves. One thing as well that I do want to ask, because there's other people in chat saying about it. George, I think I asked George, and George or Christian didn't notice it. People in chat, the 2 people who did retire, Harrington and Isaac Daniel, they both said that the track in quali felt okay, and then during the race they felt like they had no grip. Like they described it as being in wet conditions. Do you have any insight on that? If that was how it felt for you, or if it was okay?
No, for me it felt the same. It felt good. Like if I'm not sure why they were struggling because for me, I went on softs. The only reason why I spun out is because my game had no sound. So I was trying to put my headset on and trying to fix the sound, and I let go of the wheel.
Of course.
Like I think I let go of the wheel. It just started shaking. I couldn't control it. But
Yeah, don't ever let go of the wheel in
other
this
than
car.
yeah, I forgot. I'm too used to the EA games, Cody's games. But
Yeah.
yeah, now the track felt good for me. I think Christian and George can say the same. I'm not sure, and Elijah can say the same. I don't know why they struggled, the other 2 guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was an interesting one. Even the thing is, even in the practice session, I mean, like when we were still setting things up, as I said to you, I thought that Harrington looked like he had no grip, and then he started like complaining, saying, "Yeah, I have no grip." So I don't know what it is. I don't know what the deal is. I might speak to Harrington privately.